토비를 데려가고.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens. My Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby. Search.
가자. 바깥으로 가네. 뭐지? 일로 오는데?
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
화학병이다.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here.
금간.
There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes, a tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
분석해라. 체를 조사 한번 하고.
Let us determine, let us pour liquid. This is the bottle that we found hidden at Kew Gardens. Let us use a pipette to take a sample. A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
꽃향기가 강하게 난다. 마신다고?
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
저렇게 빨리 가야 된다고? 증발한다고?
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take a pipette and make several drops. Red sediment, just as I suspected.
뭔지 알고 있구나.
This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
신문. 신성 연구에 먼저 가자.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let
태극권?
us find someone who could help us.
띵디디딩딩딩. 띵띵띵띵띵.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance. Do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcomed you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This
Himself.
is me. Who am I speaking?
자기 스스로.
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
흉터? 살. 문신까지.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it, yes.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
트리완?
Our God King's name is Trewan, the Grand Mystic.
Hola. Good. Good. I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called.
오,
It is near the entrance.
We visited Kew Gardens, and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It was merely an observation. Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
수상하고만. 밥은 좋아.
A fragment of a flower pot. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
오,
The Kew Gardens symbol.
너네도 가져갔니? 걔네도 가져갔다면서? 여기를 먼저 가보고 안으로 들어가자. 별건 없네. 오, 사람 또 있어.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
마약처럼 생겼는데?
It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
허허허. 오케이.
This must be Trewan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
일단 문이 양쪽에 두 개 있고 사람한테도
Praise the
당신이
grand tree, praise it! Osmosis and photosynthesis. Praise the grand tree, praise it!
이 애벌레는
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. These three
식물이
plants are
많네.
identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
다 챙겨가?
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
연구실에서 발견한 식물성 염기와 애벌레를 이용하여 맹독식물에 관한 실험을 진행하라. 있고 반대편은 또 뭐 있을까?
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
또 문 따는 거야? 이런 거구만. 그러면 이거다. 그냥 맞춰볼까? 좋았어. 여기 분위기가 완전 다르네.
A vast amount of opium. These instruments are used for smoking opium.
어허.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment. This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
마약 소굴이구만.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
아, 왓슨 뭐 하고 있는 거야 지금? 너 빠졌어?
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. What should we do next, Holmes?
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask. It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed.
와, 저렇게 즉각 반응을 한다고?
My word! It shot a spike at me
Wow.
after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagine that
무섭네.
its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack. No reaction. It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
그냥 오른쪽에 생긴 게 뭔가 뭘 뿜어낼 것 같은 느낌인데?
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
얘다.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
와우.
I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
오!
How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism.
와. 오!
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it. How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it.
그걸 바꿀 수 있나? 그치, 아. 확실하게 하기 위해서 이렇게 해놓고, 벌려놓고,
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
이걸 놓은 다음에 뿌리게 하면은 와우.
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
신문하러 가자 이제. 신문 쫙 하면은 거의 이제 내가 될 것 같기도 하고. 아, 신문의 타임이다.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
뭐야, 아버지랑 같이 있었네.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
원래부터 거기 있었다? 아니죠.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently. Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue.
시간에 들었던 걸로 신임. 마틴 해미시는 몬테규 던의 자신과 아버지의 삶을 망치고 공로를 가족해졌다고 생각했다. 주 왕립 식물원의 관리직을 꿈꿨던 마틴 해미시는 몬테규 던을 살려줄 수 없었다. 자, 그 다음에
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysip something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
다른 사람의 행동.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh, my God.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure?
그렇지네.
You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
이해 있습니다.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you.
몬테규 던은 영국 해군이 되고자 했던 아들의 꿈을 망쳐놓았다. 알버트 던은 부친에게 복수하고 큐 왕립식물원의 관리직을 넘겨받으려고 살인을 저질렀다. 이것 때문에 아빠를 죽인다?